Hopefully everything goes smooth.
Do you want me to be quiet or is it mute?
Test. Oh my god, the audio is muted. Oh my god, the audio is muted. Yeah, here, wow. We have been dealing with extensive technical issues.
How many years we've been doing broadcast? I've been here for 2.5 years for
Yes.
broadcast. I think 3.5 or so for you, if not 4. This is the most we've dealt with.
This is the worst. This is the worst I've ever seen for technical problems. So, but you can hear us now. You can hear us now. We're
Hopefully.
good there, guys. We're good. Okay. God, I hope so at
Yeah,
this point.
please.
So, all right, guys. Well, welcome everybody to the Beat Drop. Thank you very much for tuning in. The Beat Drop is our weekly broadcast where we bring you interviews with member of the Tranquility Gaming, and get an opportunity to
Close.
get to know them a little bit better and what brought them here to Tranquility and their experiences so far, and obviously what they do outside of Tranquility as well. So, Booth, before we get into that, though, let's talk about this week that was week 2. What a fantastic week it was. What was your favorite moments so far here in week 2?
Well, it kind of continued on a little bit from week 1 for me. I whenever I'm doing my broadcast as a producer, I'm always talking with the casters in between. And one of the storylines I'm at least catching up on early, and it continued in this week, is there just seems to be such there's always the disparity in our tiers in Tranquility, but like there's never been one I think this strong, this quick as the EU Harmony tier. There's just a few. There's so many 4-0s every week, and it seems like a couple of the teams are just on a different playing field. So it's really fun to see a couple of these teams really decking it out and getting 4-0s every week in stage 1. Stage 2 is going to be so much fun to see those top 4 teams kind of push together into a group. That's going to be so enjoyable to see. Besides that, I mean, I think there was a couple of interesting wins throughout the week. The domination win over Firefight was definitely a surprise for some. That 4-0 was interesting to see. We know Valkyrie ended up winning tonight off stream in 3-2. But I mean, really, the EU Harmony tier is what I've been looking at because it's a lot of new. It's just not, the player names aren't ringing bells to me yet. So it's been cool to kind of get introduced to a lot of the new teams so far. And it's also been great to jump into that new 4th feature. Each week we've got to bring in some new casters that are specific, like more in the EU time zone. So that's been really cool to kind of see that community build up here.
Absolutely. I've been really excited to see what the EU side of the table has been doing, and it's been really fun to see. We've had some fantastic features. EU Scrimbucks looks awesome. They
Yeah.
look like a fantastic team.
Yeah.
Probably the favorite in the tier right now.
Oh yeah, I would say so.
Speaking
After
of
that,
news,
after that preseason performance, there's no way you can't have them as your
Oh.
favorite, right?
Oh no, absolutely not. And look at what they've done so far this season. It's been pretty awesome. I've been kind of just amazed by the new talent here in
Yeah.
Tranquility, the new teams. You have teams like Nemesis, Amateur Professionals, Gehenna Gate Peers, Geometric, Drakes, Space Created, like all these new teams have really come
Oreo
in.
Fleet.
I'm sorry?
Oreo Fleet.
Yeah, Oreo Fleet too.
Yeah.
They're all 2-0, came in. I mean, that's pretty cool. We see some teams that have like reputations behind them, like Joey and the Spuds and things like that. Obviously, Koala Kings and the Harmony tier. You have all these teams that have a big reputation, and now we have these new teams coming in where they look good. They look competitive. And I'm looking forward to see what these new teams can do against these typical favorites that you run into here in Tranquility. So it's definitely going to be an exciting time here. But nonetheless, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into our interviews tonight. We have 4 fantastic interviews for you. The interviews tonight will start with PDK from Battalion, and obviously several other teams in the past as well. Looking forward to that interview. We'll also have Magpolar from the Cosmic Castaways, and then we'll also be bringing you Florida from Frost Nova. And then last but certainly not least is your Harmony tier director and member of the 2-0 somehow Alt F4. We don't know how, but it happened.
Biggest storyline of the season.
The 2-0 Alt F4. If you're stunned, don't worry. All of us are.
We are too. They are too.
They are too. I'm pretty sure. They're stunned. But nonetheless, guys, we're going to go ahead and get to our first interview here right now. And I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to Booth, and he's going to be with PDK.
All right. So PDK, welcome to our first beat drop here. So let's just introduce PDK here a little bit. whenever I kind of think about what my goal, and I think a shared goal amongst the admin team is for community members in the Tranquility community, a few names jump out. But the main thing that I like to think about is that our whole place is trying to think about players learning the ropes of not only Overwatch, but playing in a team setting for some type of community-driven event like this, and seeing them climb through in various different ways besides just being players. And you have to be, in my opinion, the prime example of staff members climbing through the ranks within Tranquility. I mean, we've had players move on to, like, the tier 2 scene in terms of playing. We have some casters and producers that have gone that way, but I mean, you're the example when it comes to management and staff. So yeah, so first of all, just congratulations for that. I don't know how to
Thank
really
you.
follow that up too much, but I was just thinking when I was thinking of the interview questions, I was like, you know what, there really isn't. We always are talking about, you're the players step through, but there's many other sides, especially the further up you get, besides, being players. So PDK, of course, plays for Battalion, but let's just start with Tranquility history. So I've known you for a while. I've been here through
Yeah.
our time, but can you just walk through what your history in Tranquility has been to somebody who doesn't know you too well?
See, I think I started in season 3.
Yep.
I DM'd, Thug. I was like, hey, saw you guys needed a DPS. At that time I was like 12. So, I was pretty like loud and annoying. But I joined, and then, DDoS made it to the playoffs, tried and
time.
true. Lost to Careless Pandas. Don't want to talk about that. And then season 4, let's see, I was on Ult F4, Eclipse, and then I left both. And then at the end, during, I think, playoffs, I was like, I ranked for 3 teams, lost every single game.
That's
And then
right.
season 5,
I forgot about that.
and then season 5, I made Battalion.
Mhm.
One of the best decisions I've ever made. I've met so many great people through that. Let's see. And then we made it to playoffs. We had Normac. His mom came into play, and that was a dreaded incident.
Oh my gosh.
That's where PDK came out. Lost to map 8. Rip Sushi. Had to wake up at 3:30 the next morning. And then season 6, started with Battalion. Some rocky things happened. And then season 7, I came back, just kind of trying to reform my image, and now I'm here. I'm back. Battalion strong, baby.
Battalion playing again here. And I mean, what's been the biggest change you think you've seen in Tranquility over the time? I mean, 5 seasons is a lot of change. A lot of things in Overwatch have changed. What's the biggest thing Tranquility wise you've seen though?
It's gotta be the like, how do I word this? It's gotta be the involvement, not even like of all the players, but the staff too. Like the connections that the staff build with the players. Like in season 3, like a lot of the like teams and the players were really like not known. There wasn't a lot lot of communication between even the teams themselves. It was very independent.
Yeah, server wise, right? Like your server is your own server. You hop in the Trank server just to be in VC for your Wednesday.
Yeah, and then you say GGs and there's not really a lot of talking, but now there's general chat is always talked in. It's just like a lot of the communication and like a lot of the, it's a lot more of a community now. I feel as if, like, I don't say that to like disrespect season 3 or like everything back then, but like and there's so many more people, which is I mean obviously, but like it's a lot of, there's so many more friends, like a lot of more friendships between teams.
Yeah, well, gosh, back then I think that was season 3 would have been 16 teams. This was the expansion then, I believe. It's when we just went to
16 each, 15 each.
15, yeah, because we went to Harmony and Discord tier, so we went to about 32 teams, rocking about 30. The seasons before that were 12 and 10. So, and now we're at 82, thereabout. So, yeah, it's been that's personnel wise, I think that's probably been, more people in the Discord gets more people involved. There's more of a community to build around.
I still remember when I hit 1,000. That was
hit 1,000. Yeah, my goodness. I think we're at 37 or so hundred right now. I think it is
crazy.
So, yeah, that. Remember, we were pretty excited at 1,000. So, I mean, now we talk about Battalion. What's your guys' goals for this season? I mean, you guys are 1-1 right now. You had a very good win this week. Last week, your featured match was a nail biter against probably one of the favorites, let's say, in the trans tier. So, you guys are still sitting at the top of the pack here. But what's the plan for you guys?
Well, we kind of went into the season. This has always been the Battalion mindset. Ape strong together. Like we really, if you've ever if you watch my stream when we really don't care if we win or lose because we're just kind of a family. Like I've known Sushi Telm since 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So we and him, and then Greninja as well, Star, Rajan. It's kind of I don't even consider it a team anymore. It's more these are literally some the people some of my favorite people I've met. So we never really get mad. We don't scrim when we do scrim. It's not really. It's just me kind of trolling. So we don't really have a lot of high expectations. Sure, we want to win. My big thing is I finally want to win a playoff series. I've been here for 3 years and I've never won a playoff game. That is my goal.
Wow. You know what? I think you're in the same boat as me then. So you'll leave me behind. 3 seasons, I never once won a playoff game. No. So Yeti too. Yeti's pointed out himself. I think he might mention something about that later. You're in good company, at least, if I can at least speak for it. So,
but you know what? I'd be happy. Polar can't win them all. I guess.
I'd be happy to see you leave us behind there and get a win this year, though. But okay, I mean, what do you think? I know we just talked about Battalion's plans. You've been around Tranquility for a while. It's obvious you care and have a great amount of friends and a lot of just presence in our community. Where do you want Tranquility to go? Where do you see us growing to? Where do you want us to grow to?
That's very.
Yeah, so that's a big one, right?
Yeah, I know. How do I word this?
You're getting philosophical pretty early, right?
It's ironic. I take philosophy and I still don't know how to answer this.
I don't think anyone would know how to answer this. I don't know if you ask Yeti and I this on the spot. I'm sure I'd be
just more of a multi games. I think is a really big one. Just kind of a more overarching hold. Not even on the Overwatch community. Just a huge presence. Kind of you see communities what's it? I don't Elo Hell.
Yeah.
Growing to that big, being able to have a really strong presence, not just in Overwatch, but in all games.
Yeah.
I feel like that is what everyone wants to strive towards. And I think the admins and even the community members can really make it happen. So I'd love to see that.
Okay. All right, I think I'm going to get you one more question here. So, stepping away from Tranquility a little bit, obviously you've been involved with the Tier 2 scene now in staff positions, working with DICE Gaming currently. What's something you could, something you could give to somebody here in Tranquility that maybe wants to start working through the same ladder you have? What's some advice you could give them?
Reach for the stars, but don't be mad if you don't make it. I was grinding it for 2 years before I got my position with DICE. It's a really big patience game. You don't see a lot of managers getting promoted. Don't see a lot of staff members, period, getting promoted. And even players. People like Rocket and Yamitra, who have huge members in this community that made it to contenders. Rocket had to wait. He was on a team for 7 months before they even made it to trials. It's a huge... It's patience. That's the biggest thing I have to say.
Yeah, a Tier 3 team even staying around for 7 months is crazy alone, let alone sticking one spot like that.
Yeah. I think another thing is building connections and building good connections. I got vouched for just because I always made sure I never was on anyone's bad side. I think that was the biggest thing, is always trying to be the best person you can be. So how I did it was just kind of just getting vouched through from other managers saying, he's a good kid. I think that's the biggest thing. Just making sure, building good connections is another huge thing.
Yeah. Well, I hope to continue seeing not only Battalion do well, but DICE do well under your lead here. Oh, we know Battalion will be fine.
Please.
Well, it's been fun talking with you, PDK. Thank you so much for jumping on with us, and we hope to see you around here soon too. All right.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, PDK.
To now have myself with our next guest here, and that is Polar from the Cosmic Castaways. Welcome, Polar. How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you very much. Well, I was and now this is going on, which is great. But hey, technologically issues aside, I am gonna probably have to drink more tonight. But anyways, Polar, you've been in Trank now for quite a long time. You've become kind of a well-known face around here. When did you first come into Tranquility?
Well, I was just, Joe Gold, Joe Platinum, DPS, randomly stumbles upon a Jane video to join Elo Hell, eventually find a team, and season 3 I tried out for Vitamin C and played for them, and rest is history.
Vitamin C. Now that's a memory. Um, now, more recently, you've been doing a lot more in the realm of coaching. You want to talk a little bit about that at all?
Oh yeah, so getting into coaching, just kind of as a player, recognizing like being on teams with good coaches, bad coaches, no coaches, just kind of recognizing the importance of um, like what a coach can actually do for a team, right? Whether that be actually bettering the team and winning more games, but more of just actual team enjoyment and having the players have as much fun as possible. So I end up just doing kind of assistant coaching, maybe working one on one with people, and eventually just kind of practice and got better. And now I'm a head coach. Have been for the past few seasons.
Now, you've been coaching primarily an org that I know a little bit about just a little bit about SEAL Team Spuds. Tell me, tell me. Now, obviously, last season you were the coach of the year or the coach of the season in the Discord tier. I don't know if anybody knows that. I don't. I think it's in your Twitter bio.
Might
Um,
be.
can you tell me just kind of like you joined that org initially, I believe, in season 6, right? Yeah. Do you want to just kind of tell me about the growth there and just kind of seeing how that team, the players on the team have developed?
Oh yeah, well, so it was my second season being a head coach. I coached a Harmony team before that, but I generally think it was my first season. I kind of started to understand that coaching isn't just strategy and what comps to play or whatever. I kind of recognize that it's keeping the team together, making sure people are enjoying themselves and pushing for that. And yeah, just it was a really great group to work with. I think half the team I stayed with the next season afterwards. Just kind of came in. Obviously, no team's gonna be perfect, but just worked on the basics, the easy stuff to do, and team growed so much, and I was just so happy to see it.
It's been an awesome ride, certainly. I do have a question from chat, actually. This one's from Thormea, and it was, how is it coaching? Because I know technically you don't have the role as coach for SEAL Team Spuds in Discord tier, in our in Trank Discord, but you're their coach. How does it feel coaching a team in the same tier you play in?
Well, I had just had to come down and play in Discord tier to make sure that they have the good competition to practice against, something to strive for. Um, because I know if I'm coaching a team, they're just going to be so outrageously good that you need somebody like me to come down and actually rival them and push them to go to next level.
All right, let's move a little bit away from Overwatch. Actually, one more question about that. So you got Cosmic Castaways this season. You're dealing with a lot of pressure. You're the preseason champion. You're playing an off role. You're playing main tank for the first time. We are seeing the ever so inspiring Polar Orisa. Can you give me a little bit of your thoughts just on Cosmic Castaways as a team? How confident you're feeling about the growth of that team right now? Do you see them being a lasting competitor this season?
Uh, kind of have to say yes, I guess. Obviously, it pains me, but getting into the lobby every Wednesday and having to put the team on my back, it gets me eventually. I can see like I can definitely see us making a run. It honestly probably just comes down to how good I can play on the Risa. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident about this season. Where I feel like we can stay up there for the entirety of it.
Gotcha. Now you've had I talked to you a little bit beforehand. You've had a competitive nature to yourself for a long time, and you played a little bit in some sports as well, and you're still playing in some sports as well.
Yeah, so I kind of grew up through elementary school playing, mainly hockey and basketball. Just playing for kind of, I guess at that time it would be whatever, like organizations, I guess, kind of like leagues outside of school. Um, and yeah, moving into high school, I moved away. So I still do for the team. high school team. But yeah, and definitely a little more relaxed now. I'm still doing it, but the dream of going to the NBA is not as attainable right now as it seemed like back in grade 6, grade 7.
I can understand that for sure. And I do know you have another hobby because I see you occasionally posting the pictures and you talking about your adventures in it. You're a bit of a culinarian yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, as an Italian, it's kind of came out the womb with the wooden spoon and a jar of tomatoes. So I've been kind of learning about the craft from my grandparents a lot. Uh, Trying to work on making tomato sauce and chicken cacciatore and those kind of stuff. So I've been practicing that, trying to get better at it. So
Awesome, awesome. I respect the hell out of that. So, Polar, it's been a long run here in Tranquility. What do you see yourself doing? Because you've been in this kind of SR for a while. I'm not going to call you an SR jail or anything like that. I'm silver. I can't make fun of your SR. That's not fair. But you've been kind of in this situation with Trank for a while, where you've been at this like low masters, high plat or high diamond level for a while. Where do you see what's your goal here in Tranquility as you continue to progress here through the upcoming season and seasons beyond even?
well, definitely once I get locked in the coming weeks on DPS or so, I'm gonna be looking to climb as high as possible. Maybe go to GM or higher than that. But yeah, the goal is to keep getting better. I know I'm a hard stuck apparently, but I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get better and climb.
I do have to ask one question because I did see it in chat and I've experienced it because I've played League of Legends with you. Can you please explain to me why Garen is your jungler of choice? Because genuinely, this is just some iron level strats, my friend.
Yes. So I have a lot of I have a team of people trying to coach me and improve me at League of Legends, and it's a pick that gets people off guard. Like you don't expect the Garen jungle, even though it's very high skill ceiling champion. You go in, you hit him with the sword, and you spin, and you just can't beat it when I throw my skills at you in the Iron Games.
I guess I shouldn't question the Trank Triathlon champion. So I gotta give some respect there. But Polar, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thanks very much for coming tonight, and best of luck to you for the remainder of the season. And we're gonna go ahead and kick it over now to Booth, who is going to be interviewing Florida.
Thank you, everybody. We're back here with our third interviewee tonight. We are going to be talking with Florida from Frost Nova. Florida, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite well right now, actually. I'm doing pretty well.
It's great to finally get to talk with you. We've been messaging a little bit here this week to get ready for the interview. So first off, Florida, tell us about yourself here and how you found Tranquility.
So I found Tranquility. In all fairness, I'm actually kind of new to the Trank community. I was here last season, season 7, with Frost Nova. Fun
Final
fact:
Forest.
I am technically a Final Forest. I was on the bench as the rotating main tank for Frost Nova, actually. But last season, my first game with Frost Nova was actually our victory against Flashbacks, where we definitely did not get 4-0'd or anything like that. That absolutely did not happen. It was the other way around. We completely dominated. But no.
Match
So
sheet says 4-0. I wasn't there, so
yeah, no one was there. No one can confirm. No, if a tree falls in the forest. But anyways, no. So started last season on Frost Nova. We did pretty well first stage, but we barely squeaked in thanks to a little bit of a fluke by like one map differential over Vanguard Spartans. We got into the upper group. Then stage 2 was kind of rough for us because we didn't get 4-0'd in any of the match, or we didn't get 3-0'd in any. We played all 4 matches, so we didn't get 4-0'd in any of the matches in stage 2. However, it was still a struggle. We didn't win a single game. And then obviously, I think I don't know how infamous this is, but entering playoffs, we get upper bracket, and we managed not to lose in the upper bracket
Yeah. That was.
until we did lose to Koala Kings,
Mhm.
but by that point we had locked ourselves in for championship
Yeah.
bracket. So overall, that was pretty. It was, but it was a quite fun ride that entire time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been good. And then this season, I've been playing first 2 weeks. It's been kind of rough for us. I think we're starting to turn a little bit of a corner. We'll have to see. But yeah.
Mhm. So is this your first time in any sort of team-based environment like this in terms of video games, or have you played other like FPS or any other games to
So
like a community level like this before?
so the timelines get confused here, but I haven't really played that many FPS. Traditionally, I played a lot of the sports game when I was younger, FIFA and stuff like that. But then I
Mhm.
kind of got into Overwatch, kind of when it was like in the middle of its goats phase, which is kind of funny. It was kind of in like what not many people considers like maybe one of the darker periods, but I kind of got into it around then. I was on a bronze team that didn't quite count for anything. We never played in a tournament. We just scrimmed constantly. And then but then I started getting really involved in draft leagues, specifically
Mm,
these
yeah.
two smaller ones, League Zero and Flux Cup. I was drafted, actually the Wisdom Academy, who
Oh, yeah.
it might be a familiar team. I used to be a part of Marsupio organization. I was on their first team, actually, like before the org became an
Yeah.
org.
That's
Um,
OG right there.
yeah, I was OG. I played for them for a season, kind of as a more reserve tank. I was a reserve off tank. I've been tank my entire FPS, my entire Overwatch career. That's kind of where I lean. But so I was mainly reserve tank for Wisdom. Then after that season, League Zero ended, I played in GGNA for a season with a couple of Marsupio guys. That didn't quite go anywhere. Then I was on another draft team in League Zero. Uh, and there was another draft league that's even smaller called Flux Cup that I was also
Mhm.
on. And then I was like a reserve for Quokka Queens in League Zero again.
Okay.
So uh, it was a journey, and there was a lot of there wasn't like long periods of staying on one team. It was kind of bouncing between and trying to learn. I had a constant rotating figures around me, different players, different teammates, and it was kind of I had to adapt to many of those situations. And then
Mhm.
more recently, I finally got with the Permafrost guys, Rook, my GM. Uh, I trialed for them, and I kind of been playing with them for a while now, and I'm kind of a part of that organization. This is the longest I've been with a single organization in my career, so
Mm.
it's been nice to have that kind of consistency.
Yeah. So noticing a question here in chat, which is going to segue perfectly into my next question. Bowsy asked, by said noticing your poster in the background. Was curious if you're a NASCAR fan. So I know you're very much into F1 and especially doing some race sims. So yeah, first, yeah, let's just dive right into that. So when did you get into sim racing?
So sim racing. So first off, to clarify the poster, it's a Focus in the background. That's something funny enough. I had this poster since I was like a little kid because I always like got lost track of things. So my parents one day just got it. I'm addicted to NASCAR and actually all motorsport. Not all motorsport, but primarily NASCAR and F1. NASCAR wise, I watch on a weekly basis. I am a full fan. Only insiders would know this. My favorite driver is Kyle Larson. And yeah, so overall, that's my NASCAR background. Sim racing background, it actually connects back to NASCAR a little bit. I used to race for a couple of years in high school. I started racing in the sim. It's called NR 2003 NASCAR Racing
Hmm.
2003
Hmm.
season. It's a as the name entails. So I was in high school from 2013 2016. Wait, did the math wrong.
You
But
say you
but
went a year shorter than I did.
yeah. Uh, no, I went to high school, and during high school, NR 2003 was like 10 years old, but
Mhm.
it's a game that when it was originally developed, even back in 2003, it can be heavily modded. They can add modern day tracks. They can add modern day car models. We were racing what was the up-to-date car model for NASCAR at the time, and I kind of got in with a community of theirs in. We used to use TeamSpeak, and we would just run races online, just racing each other, having fun. More recently, I've gotten into F1. Like during the pandemic, I kind of got hooked onto racing sim racing and stuff. And even now, I'm participating in many F1 leagues. One's called the Zoom Racing League, and actually,
I thought I saw you hold that up.
quick
There
prop.
it is.
This is my steering wheel. Actually,
Oh, that's nice.
it's not the most high end of the market. It's kind of on the cheaper end, but it does me well. So, yeah, overall it's just a hobby I really enjoy, and yeah, it's nice.
Well, that's awesome. That's a really cool hobby to get into on the side. But all right, awesome. Thank you so much, Florida, for getting here and was talking with us. It was great to get to speak with you, and I wish you best of luck here with the season.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem.
Is muted. Now I am back and not muted this time. Thank you so much, guys. And I am here now with somebody who needs very little introduction, but you guys know them. It is Thuggington, the Harmony Tier director. Welcome,
Hi.
Thug.
Hey guys. Hi. How's it going?
Why does your microphone sound terrible? What
Does
going
it?
on there?
Does it sound like
Yeah.
poop?
Oh, it's super echoey. Oh my god.
Hold on. Let me switch my audio.
All right, we're fixing it up, guys. We've had a technical nightmare tonight, so we appreciate your guys' patience as we're working through everything here. And it looks like Thug is just fixing the audio right now. Fixing his audio right now, I should say.
Is it better? No.
No. Oh, actually, yeah, no, it is now. It is to sound normal now. So I think we're good. Thug, you here?
I'm so here.
Oh my god, this is like old times, Thug.
I know,
It
right?
is just you and me and nobody else except Booth lurking in
I know. I
the
can't
OBS
like
Ninja
not
room.
look in my other. I'm like, what is this weirdo?
Who's this guy over here?
Dude, you know, this is like early podcast stuff because I have no mustache.
It's true. It's true. If only I had the backdrop of the
first the seahorse,
the seahorses and the blue wall and stuff still, that'd be perfect. It'd be perfect.
Yeah,
Thug, let's get into the meat of it here. For the people who don't know you, tell us a little bit how you got into Trank and how you got to where you did.
So how I got into Trank, let us take you back to was it 2018?
Oh god.
Summer of 2018. I had actually just started playing Overwatch pretty early into it, and I was like, maybe fun to play on a team. So I went to a Reddit post by Cavalier. If you're familiar with him in chat, he just posted looking for some teams. So I actually messaged, and I was they're like, oh hey, this team like wants you. It's aimbots. And then and I was like, oh, cool. And then they ended up filling with the person that left this little team called Dracaris. And Dracaris just so happened to need an SR anchor. And you're looking at him, guys. Nothing sums up my Overwatch tranquility career like SR anchor. But no, so I played in that season, and then after that season was over, Cavalier was looking for some admin help, and it's the worst decision of my life.
And now 3.5, 4 years later,
Yep.
What do you have to show for it?
Really good friends.
Can't deny that, buddy. Can't deny that one bit. but it has been a hell of a ride here in Tranquility for both of us. I mean, we both, speaking frankly, we can relate to being here when the server had 250 people in it. 12 teams. Like 3 of the teams folded. It was 9 teams left. It was just
those were the days, dude.
Those were the weird days,
Back when
man.
Cav played.
Back when Cav played Overwatch. Now the only game he plays is Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. Every
Yeah.
time I'm like, oh, Cav's on playing Hearthstone.
Oh look, Cav's on PNet. Oh, he's playing Hearthstone again. Check out his streams. He does great. But Thug, tell us about this season and Alt F4. Now, Alt F4 has been your brand since season 2, right?
Yep.
Season
2. Season 2, we changed from Dracarys to Alt F4. This season is our team. This is kind of the second season we've all been together. We are a conglomeration of 3 original season 1 teams: Dracarys, Silence, and Meteors. So everyone on our team minus Splinter, we call him Patchy, has been here since season 1. We're all season 1 vets, have played several seasons through. Patchy started in season 4 with Karma with Yeti. But no, we're just looking to continue, and Overwatch's life cycle is coming to a close. So we're trying to end it on a good note, just have some fun. You know, we sometimes scrim once a week. I peek my mic during matches and I just scream things. But no, we're just looking. Actually, we're everyone but Patchy is support mains, so we're a team full of support mains. And once again, best damn escort, best damn SR anchor in Discord tier.
Best damn escort. Okay, anyways,
the mustache, I got rid of it. I had to stop that.
It's fair. Now, Thug, this season. Now, Alt F4 had a rough season last season. I think you at least record wise.
Yes, fair.
Yes, that's a fair statement about Alt F4. Question this season, Alt F4, the legend grows. Alt F4 is 2-0. I mean, the question I have is, what are you going to do with the champion role in the Discord server?
Ego it hard. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's a little guy in chat. I don't know if you see him on Ice. He was the season 3 Discord tier MVP, and I spawn camped him as Moira. He's a Zenyatta. I was gold. Still am gold. If anyone knew, I still carry that mantle. I wear that as a badge of honor several seasons. It's been years, literal years. I will put this on my tombstone. No lie. I will log into my LinkedIn. You Zoomers in chat, if you know what LinkedIn is.
Oh God.
Rip it on there. And yeah, season 8 Discord tier champion. I'll tell you.
We have a long ways to go, but who's going to stop you? I mean, you can't stop
most
winning.
teams. Most other teams, I'll be honest.
Most teams. All right. Well, hey, if there's 24 teams in Discord tier,
yep,
and you've beaten 2 of them,
yep,
you're at least the 22nd best team in Discord.
You know, I like your math.
That's
I can't argue with this. This is logic. This is arithmetic, guys.
Yeah, this is just basic stuff. Now, Thug, let's talk about the big elephant in the room, and that's the fact that you're one of us orange names.
Yes.
So
orangey boy.
It has been a hell of a journey for us orange names. Now, speaking from just your experiences here, going from season 2, where we were just moderators at Cav's behest and just helping him out on the side, to where we are now, where we're managing divisions of 24 people and answering mod mails 24/7 and collectively developing alcohol problems.
Yeah.
What just tell me about your experiences in that growth and how, that has impacted you, in your experiences here, just in general.
So I guess it has its moments. It has progressively gotten more complex as we've gotten into Tranquility's life. The team structures get a lot bigger. When it was just me, you, and Cav, and there was 12 teams, God, it was pretty damn easy. It was overkill. Most of the admin chat was just bitching about stupid shit people said in general chat. And then it developed into the same thing now, to be honest with you. But it's developed into this thing that's kind of, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy where we want people to get really good and we want them to continue to stay here, but eventually they kind of like develop into these bigger than life beings of like, hey, that guy, hey, you know that Rocket guy? He's really good. I called him overrated in a podcast. And ever since I did that, he's gone crazy. But no, I think it's being an admin and helping develop Tranquility has been kind of nuts. From my perspective, we deal with a lot of people, and we've been doing this for 4 years. So when we're doing this so long, we meet some of these kids, literal kids, 15, 16, 17, 18, and now they're all 19, 20, 21, 22. There's people that I've been on a team with that I see, struggling through high school and then graduating and then coming back and talking to me about their experiences. It is really fulfilling.
Yeah.
It kind of feel like this de facto older brother / dad / weird uncle, that you engage with them on their level, and it's been pretty fun for me, and it's actually really fun. I have a kid that's older than probably a third of the entire Discord server, and it's fun to talk with her and talk to her friends and be able to relate to her a little better because of Tranquility. Hearing about a lot of the crap I will say things to her. She's like, where the hell did you hear that from? I was like, listen, I am hip now with it, and WoW, kid, you have no clue.
I can relate. It's really cool as doing what we do, just because you get kind of that, like, it is that big brother thing in a way that is really fulfilling. And like, despite all the BS that we put up with sometimes, like which I mean, you guys saw it. You guys saw disciplinary actions.
Yeah.
But like, despite all that, like 99% of this tournament, of the people in it,
y'all
are great. Y'all are
Agreed.
awesome.
Agreed.
And you're great to work with. Like, it's really fun for us that like we get the opportunity to do this, because it feels cool. It is fulfilling. It is a truly cool kind of thing that I wish I had when I was like a 15, 16, 17-year-old.
Same.
I love it. I wish we had that, but here we are now in our 30s. And
God, I'm pushing 40, dude.
Oh, I know, man. Oh, God, man. God, it's crazy. It's crazy. And my wife thinks I'm nuts, but that's another story, man. Let's talk about another thing, because obviously you have an extensive Tranquility history. Really, it's quite a story. Outside of Tranquility, you have some other things that you're into, and I know one of the coolest things, I think, is your acting that you do on the side.
Yeah. I have been a theater kid since I was like 12. I do a lot of community theater locally. It's been a few years, but it's something that I'm really passionate about. It's where I met my wife. We met in a show 10-ish years ago, maybe a little more, 10, 11 years ago. But no, it's something that allows me to kind of express myself. I do a lot of local community theater. I'm hoping to do a couple more this year, but we'll see. There's nothing really interests me. It's so I have to balance my time commitments between a volunteer community theater and a volunteer Overwatch community. So the Overwatch community is kind of taken over right now, but no, I do a lot of that. Other interests beyond that, I do enjoy a nice dram of scotch every now and again. A nice dram of whiskey.
And obviously you're a beer fan, if I looked at your back wall.
Yeah. You mentioned that alcohol problem you talked about. It's a thing. No, dude, beyond just doing, theater and raising a family, it's your typical middle-aged Midwestern dad. I drink beer. I smoke meat.
Those are great things.
I'm a pretty normal, everyday, average dude.
I feel that. Mm-hmm. So, funny story people not know, it may not know, is that Thug and I, we both never really interacted one bit before we both volunteered to be on Cav's moderating staff in season 2. Mm-hmm. I don't think we ever spoke at all.
Nope.
Like, we joined up and we were like just chatting in moderator chat, and suddenly it came up that we both lived in Minnesota.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, everything started rolling together. And it was just like that moment in, isn't it like Step Brothers or whatever, where they're just like, did we just become best friends?
Yup.
Like that's what happened.
Yeah.
It's just wild. It's one of
pretty
those
nuts.
really cool things. And I really hope that everybody gets the opportunity to do meetups again soon. We had
That's
that
super
little
cool.
that little pandemic thing, just that little thing, the whole thing.
Yeah.
It looks like maybe we might be doing some things soon.
No, a lot of people have been doing individual ones too, but
Yeah.
we're looking to hope to, I don't want to say sponsor them, but help kind of make them thing. And give little. And the last time we did with stickers for people, and we had some fun stuff to try to make it a cool thing. And it's probably one of my absolute top favorite things about Trank is, some of my closest friends are people I've met here.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people could probably speak that some of the people you've made a really long-lasting life, like a relationship with, is because you met them at Trank. And that's kind of cool for me. And I know it was a good resource for people during the pandemic when a lot of people felt a little more isolated. It was a good opportunity for them to interact and engage. But dude, it's wild. Like I would say some of like 3 of my top 5 like close friends are people within Tranquility or people I've met through that. And, it feels really cool. And it doesn't feel weird to say, yeah, he's my internet friend. So what? Yeah, I'm flying across the country to go meet my friend from the internet. I hope they don't murder me.
That actually happened with our good buddy Mix Ready, who decided the first meetup time he was just gonna fly out to Minnesota and meet these strange random old farts and stay in one of their basements.
That was me. He stayed in the basement. I didn't murder him. I did not murder him.
You didn't.
Mixed Ready Overwatch is alive and well. I can attest. I'm seeing him in May.
Yeah. Mixed Ready Overwatch is alive and well, terrorizing your comp games 100 feet in the air and 20 feet away from your team on Lucio.
That's not wrong. Not wrong.
I think Thug, it's genuinely like, I think, speaking frankly as a friend, it's one of those things where it's like you speak of those real friendships that you can build on here. It's awesome. And I know the cool things is in times of need, the fact that we have these internet friends that we can reach out to. Like, hell, I had this crazy family situation happen like a month ago. Just this wild situation.
Can't make that
I
shit
was
up.
legitimately melting down where, in essence, to summarize in very short, my parents almost got murdered. A man broke into their house, shot at them. They're both alive. They're both okay. But genuinely a terrifying life moment for me. And who did I reach out to? I reached out to my internet friend, which sounds ridiculous, but it's just one of those things that is just super cool about Tranquility and the people you meet here. And like, you get these really cool relationships, and it's super awesome. And I hope you guys that are new to this community not only get the opportunity to build those relationships with your teams, but build relationships with other people here in the community. Because I never been on the team with Thug for more than a couple weeks, ever. But nonetheless, we built our relationship. And all these people that I don't know, and you know this too. You never been on a team with Ice, but like, you guys are chill with each other.
Whoa,
like,
Ice, the season 3 Discord tier MVP
the
that got spawn camped by the Golden Boy. Oh god, him and I are basically best friends.
It's true.
I'm coming to Canada, kid. Watch it.
All right. I hope everybody gets a chance to build these cool relationships here. It's an awesome thing, man. All right. We've been talking for a really long time. This is supposed to go for 10 minutes. We go for like 20, but you know how things go. We used to talk for like an hour and a half at a time.
Dude, I miss like this right now. I'm watching the stream.
Yes.
And the way it's set up with us two, if you just threw up the Iris podcast thing,
the old logos,
take down your green, I'll throw up the Knotty Pine wood paneling.
Let's do it.
Let's bring it back, guys. Let's bring it back.
Oh,
I'm way saltier now. It's gonna be so good.
Exactly.
Like, I'm channeling my inner Specs, and I kind of just hate everything. Good days.
I feel that.
Good days.
Oh my God. It's been a hell of a ride with you, Thug. It's been awesome. And
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate you coming on to chat with me tonight.
Anytime,
it's been a
dude.
good time. It's always a good time. But everybody here watching, we definitely appreciate you tuning in for the beat drop. Make sure you tune in next week. Well, I've been hearing an echo this entire cast, by the way. I'm not even kidding you. I'm hearing my voice
frustrating.
back to me, and it is really screwing up the way I'm talking. I'm not even kidding you. I am going insane. This is driving me nuts. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Next week, Booth will be hosting, and he'll be here, I believe, with Capital hosting next week. So hopefully you guys tune in for that. And remember to tune in on Monday for the Iris podcast. And we appreciate you guys being here. For Booth, Thug, PDK, Florida, Polar, we really appreciate you guys. And we hope to see you again real soon.